called Roundbound. Looks like I left it over on the cutting table over there. Let me get it. I just was finished taking pictures of it. Sorry. The font of the week, Roundbound. And if you don't know, we share a new embroidery font every week here at Sunset Stitches. And so you can just come on by, visit our website, download the latest font. That is going to go in your Floriani software. And if you're like, oh, poop, I don't have Floriani software, don't worry, because I can show you where you can download a copy of it. And the fonts will work with the free Floriani Creative Express. And so even if you don't already own the software, not only can you get a free font today, you can get the free embroidery software. And I will say it's pretty awesome software. If you don't know, I'm actually the software manager with R&K Distributing. And so I get to be part of, developing that program, as well as working on updating the, making sure that it's good with the latest version of Windows and all the latest embroidery fonts or formats, and anyhow, so here I am at Sunset Stitches at my home in sunny Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. I see my friend Mary Spencer's dropped by from Michigan, and it's nice to see you today, Mary. Thanks for saying hi. Anybody that drops in live, go ahead and say hi. In fact, if you're visiting after the live performance and you want to leave a comment, let me know that you saw it. Say thank you for the font. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. Just leave a comment in the comments box. And if you have questions, I'll certainly be happy to answer them. It was a great week here at Sunset Stitches. Lots of things going on. I've been working on some new projects for my upcoming events. Doing a special event next month in Phoenix, and we're going to be making jewelry. And so I'm working on a cool new bracelet, and I'm not going to show it to you guys because I'm not sure that I'm completely finished with it yet, but it's pretty cool. What else were we working on this week? I'm wearing my Saskatchewan Rush hoodie today. You might notice I was really excited. If you don't know, the Rush is lacrosse, and Saskatoon has a team in the National Lacrosse League, but you guys might have a team where you live. There's a team in Georgia called the Georgia Swarm, and there's a team in Toronto, the Toronto Rock, and there's a team in Vancouver, and there's a team in Albany, New Mexico. There's all kinds of places where they've got teams. It's a growing league. And if you've never watched lacrosse, check out the National Lacrosse League, NLL. Check it out. The big news was they're going to have the whole season free this year. Canada and United States. You can, go on their NNL Plus website or whatever and watch all the games. So it's kind of a cool sport to get to watch. It's really fun to attend live. And anyway, I'm a Saskatchewan Rush fan, so I put my hoodie on today. Their first game's coming up here soon. I've got the font. You can see it. I'm going to make it larger here just for a minute. And hi, Robin. How's it going in California today? Thanks for stopping by. I'm just going to make that screen a little bit larger and me a little bit smaller so I can kind of take you guys through the it's a really open, very round font. It's called Roundbound, and it is actually the 40 font. This says embroidery font 45. It's not the easiest one to read. I will say that in some letters, like the N, kind of, you have to think about it for a second, before you get it. Roundbound. But that's kind of what's fun about some of these stylized fonts. Anyway, if you don't know, it's my son Nicholas that makes them. And so thank you to Nicholas for getting the font of the week ready for us. And I've got it open on my Floriani software here. I mean, it's literally a font. Like, you're going to grab the text tool and you're going to click to type, the words that you want. Of course, it'll come up with whatever font you used most recently. And in my case, that is Roundbound. But of course, you could choose from, and I mean, the Floriani software has hundreds of fonts to begin with. And then, Nicholas and I have just made font number 45 to add to that list. So it's quite a lot. And, then you just now this is an all caps font. So I'm going to need to type my name in all capitals to be able to get it to go. It's got quite a round, a nice bold column. It's not a skinny font. So you should be able to use it down to probably, 10 millimeters or around a half an inch, and it'll still look good. If you ever get to where your fonts look a little bit skinny, you're trying to make them small, my tip would be to use pull compensation. That's in your properties box. You can come in here and see if I say absolute, meaning I'll tell you how much I want, and I just type in 0.2 of a millimeter. Watch when I click apply, watch those texts get fatter. Just a little, just fattens it up. It's like feeding it cookies. And if you're ever stitching out your text and it just starts to look skinny, sometimes what happens is the underlay that sews before the letters has like a longer stitch than the column itself. And so if your underlay stitches start to get kind of covered up by your and that would depend on the style of underlay that you've had, but at that smallest size, I would probably choose to have a parallel underlay is what I would go, or a center line, one or the other. They practically, when the text is this skinny, they practically are the same thing. But the idea is that there's at least one strand of thread kind of walking down the center for your satin column to sew over top of, and that's what gives it the loft. But what happens to people, and you may have seen this before, if your column gets too skinny, then the run stitch that was underneath it might get kind of like wiggle its way out and not even fit underneath the column. And because the length of the run stitches are usually like 2 millimeters apart. And so one way or another, the pull compensation is a way. Just know that if you're trying to make text that looks skinny, small, pull compensation is a good solution. But the truth is, with this font, it's pretty forgiving. I think you could easily go down to, like I said, half an inch. I could probably take it up to, if I go to an inch, that's 25 millimeters. It's going to be easy. If you're like, I wish the software was in inches and not metric. Why does just right click on the ruler and change it to inches? And then, if you're an inch person, then you can just type in 1 for the size, and then get 1 inch text. I'll know when I make it too big because I have my software set to warn me. So if I make this 2 inches and click apply, I might get a warning. There it is. Warning. You've made a satin stitch that is longer than 10 millimeters, which, and when that happens, you get a warning telling you, hey, you might want to use a different kind of stitch here. If it gets longer than 12, it'll leave stitches out. So I can tell here that I've reached that 10 because I got the warning. But if I go much bigger than 2, it'll, watch what happens. If I just make it a little bit bigger yet, some of the stitches are going to end up missing. And like here in the corner of the E and here at the bottom of the V, can you see that? They're not actually missing. Technically, the stitches are still going back and forth in the software, but it's sort of indicating to you that the typical home embroidery machine is going to read that as a thread trim. It's so far apart. And besides the fact, it's really just not good to do satin columns that are, super wide. What's super wide? Well, when they're as wide as your pinky finger, that's getting kind of wide. Technically, I like them to be between 2 and 5 millimeters wide, for the nicest look. You can get them to sew all the way up to 10, is the truth. And on an industrial machine, you can get it to sew longer than that. But on your typical home embroidery machine, I'd say 10 would be the max kind of thing. So you can just use the old ruler to go, well, how big's that? And don't measure the skinniest parts, measure the longest parts. And as soon as that's getting longer than, 10 millimeters, or which is probably like 0.06 of an inch or something like that, if you want to do it in inches. But all that said, what do you do if you want to get bigger? What if you're like, well, Trevor, I love it when it's big letters. These would look great on a towel at 3 inches. What do you do, right? You will type in 3, fine, but the satin stitch is not going to be suitable. You're going to have large amounts of your stitching missing at this point. But so we can get it back, but we need to change it. It's in the properties box. Instead of a satin, I could do a pattern, and that'll fix it right away. Pattern fill. Now my font can go 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, and it'll sew inside of the area with a pattern, and you can change the pattern. Pat's pattern 1, child pattern 2. There's like a pop-up list here. You can just check your pattern there. There's like a snakeskin one, thatched basket, cornrow, and they kind of give a bit of a texture to it, is what it really comes down to. I mean, you can go all kinds of crazy creative further than that. If you take the text and break it up, and become so that you technically have a shape for the letter E and a shape for the letter V, then all the styles at the bottom are capable of embroidery inside of those shapes. So really the font is usable at large sizes if you understand how to change it, is kind of my point. And anyway, the good news is it's free and you're welcome to come and download it. Essentially, you just need to hit my website, which is here, sunsetstitches.com. Click to go into the site. There's a menu at the top, and it's where it says embroidery fonts that you want to go to get the font. It's the font of the week, and it's right here, font number 45, round bound. And like I said, it's an embroidery font. You can type with it, use it in any size, any density, any kind of underlay. All of these are the past fonts from past weeks. And so there's been some fun ones in there, and there's been some really cool, unique ones in there, and maybe even a couple silly ones. But all that said, they're free if you visit. If you're a member of our classes, if you join for FTC Workshop 4, then you also have access to the 2024 font archive. And these are all the fonts that we have released so far yet this year. And wow, I can hardly believe it when I remember when we started doing this, and I was like, this is a great idea. We'll do a font every week and I'll talk about it on the internet. And so that's kind of what I've been doing all these Fridays. If you ever come and visit me on Friday, so I can see Lorene is here from New Hampshire. And thank you, Lorene, another great font, she says. So you're welcome. And thank you for saying so. Anyways, what else is new? I was talking to my friends. I've been booking events. I'm already booking into the fall now. Like, we're literally booking up October 2025. So that makes me really happy. That means that I will be going to lots of places next year. And to be honest, it's the first year since before the pandemic that I can say that I really went, I'll be kind of full up kind of thing. So yeah, I get to see lots of people. And Ari's here. How's it going, Ori? And Vicky's here too. And Janet, nice to see all you guys. Thanks for stopping by. What else can I tell you? I've got some more exciting news. I told you guys my next trip's to Phoenix, right? We're going to be doing embroidery jewelry, and I'm designing a new patch for my patches event, for a cool new Phoenix pack. I think I got a cool new Arizona luggage tag. I mean, I got new designs that I made for the event. But the news is Nicholas is coming with me. So that is going to be the second time for Nicholas to join his dad to an event. And I haven't even told the people at Mall Queen yet that he's coming, but they better order an extra lunch because I'm going to have Nick with me. But it'll be really great to have Nick have that experience because of Nick. Of course, Nick is always here in the office holding down the fort while Dad goes on the road and working on embroidery designs and working on embroidery fonts. And so we'll have lots more embroidery to release next year. And so that's all great news anyway. So it's nice to see you guys. I like to go live once a week. Hopefully all you guys want to cheer for the Saskatchewan Rush. If you want, I'll send you guys t-shirts so you can join the fan club. Like I said, I was really excited to find out that they're going to broadcast all the games live or for streaming. You can just go to the National Lacrosse League. And so I know lots of people that do embroidery also like to watch sports. And so if you like your American football, you might like the lacrosse goes both. It's like the hockey, there's teams in Canada and the US. And so check it out. There might be a team near you. But I cheer for obviously the Saskatchewan Rush, and it's kind of fun. So yeah. Ori, the good news is there's the Colorado has a team. Oh, what are they called? The Mammoth, Colorado Mammoth. So you can already cheer for the Mammoth, and they're in the same division as the Rush. So you can text me on game day and be like, we're coming to get you guys, or something. Maybe you guys are like, what is Trevor talking about today? Lacrosse. It's the Canada's national sport. It's funny, everybody would have thought it was hockey because everybody up here is pretty hockey crazy, to be honest. Not everybody's lacrosse crazy, but it is actually the national support and for Canada is lacrosse. Anyway, they play, it's a game called box lacrosse. They play it basically in a hockey rink, but they're not on skates. They're running around on their feet. But those guys are really incredibly talented with that little ball. Pass that thing around. And it's quite a rough game. So, they're allowed to knock each other down and try and steal the ball away from each other. So, well, Ori, if you don't watch, the good news is this year you can stream it from your bedroom and peek at it and be like, maybe I want to check it out. You don't have to go down to the game. You don't have to make the drive. If you want to see what the Colorado Mammoth is all about, or maybe you guys just want to become Saskatchewan Rush fans and cheer with Trevor. But I thought it was just today I saw the news that they've never, years ago, I subscribed to it. And then last year they had like a handful of games that were broadcast on the actual television, but the rest of them, it was just like, too bad. So now it's all free. And I think they're trying to grow their fan base. So good for them. Yeah. So anyway, back to embroidery. What have you guys been working on? It's nice to see you, Ori and Janet. By the way, the downloads are available now for this week's class. Have you seen them yet? Because we had great classes this week. It's the motif challenge this month. If you don't know, if you're a member of Workshop 4, then every month we do a new challenge. And let me show you this month's class quickly here. It was the motif design challenge class. And so you can download that now and watch it. But the challenge is December 17th. So if you're planning on making a design for the challenge, send it in. But these were the topics from this week's class: the motif pattern editor. I created a mock marrow for your patch edges. We did a cool FTCU workshop patch and it looks like that with a crab in the middle there. I created some chain stitches. I got I think 2 or 3 of them that I saved. But more importantly is I think we're learning how to make our own. So if you want to modify the chain and make it your own, I don't think it would be very difficult. But you can add those to your collection. There's an asset file that goes with this class, so you can get all of the motifs that I created. I made a Happy Halloween one, and then live in class I made one that was Merry Christmas. It had like a little dove or something like that. But these are really easy to make. I made it from the Pixie Sticks font, and basically you just create it into a motif, and then it can sew in your background. It's pretty cool. Little tiny text like that in your background. This one here is really fun. It makes a plaid effect. And so if you look closely, you can actually see it's got kind of like the crisscross open density fills with run stitches on top. I took a design of a snowman. Like this is actually from Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club season 1. There was a set of 10 snowmen, and I made one of them into a motif pattern, and now you can use it like a background. And I bet you've got designs like this that you could turn into a. That's what's cool about this class. This month's class is all about motifs. So I made several motifs. This is the last one I made for class. I started out with an image like a JPEG, and I digitized it specifically to be a motif, and it makes it really cool. These last two are what I would call a large size motif. They're not just a little tiny stitch, that are like a whole pattern that can appear in the background of whatever you want, any shape or anything like that. So yeah, anyway, it was a great class. And so now it's your turn to go ahead. And I know Ori, she's loves monkeys, and so she'll probably be creating some kind of a cool new monkeys, barrel of monkeys. I don't know what you're gonna make, Ori, but whatever it is, I know I'm gonna love it, because I always do. But yeah, so thanks for it was a fun class. If you're a member, it's now available for download. I just got it posted today. Normally I would have had it done sooner, but like I said, it's been a busy week. I don't even know what the heck I've been working on, but it's been busy. I had meetings like crazy with educators, and a few meetings with stores that we're talking about planning events with for next year. So yeah, kind of a fun week. But my favorite part is creating new projects. So the cool new bracelet, it's a Roadrunner bracelet, is really pretty on cork. Yeah, it's going to be something special, but maybe I'll show it next week. Anyway, you guys, the font of the week is called Ball Bound. And so if you're just tuning in now, where's my there I am. Ball Bound. It's nice to see you guys. Thanks for dropping in live. What else can I tell you guys? I hope you have a wonderful week. The other thing I can show you is Ori made a cute little luggage tag. Last month's challenge was the what is it called? Repurpose your designs challenge. And specifically, we wanted to repurpose the free monthly designs. So if you own the Floriani software, you know what I'm talking about. We always get free monthly designs. And it was a really great challenge. We got a lot of designs, and I thought they were really cute. Because the idea was you had to take the free monthly designs and use them differently, change them in some way, combine them together. I think Ori took like a hedgehog and then made it smaller and put it on a luggage tag. And, the luggage tag had something else on it. So she totally changed it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And, and she said, did you see the vinyl that she added to the back? I did see that, and I thought that was very ingenious. I talked about that a little bit in class, and of course, Ori shares the design. So when you download Class 22A, you'll get to see all of these designs here. Let me quick show you guys a peek at what this class was all about. So it's Class 22A, and this is the showcase class from last month. Okay, so this is the one that we just recorded. These are the designs that everybody sent in, and Ori went first. And this is what she's saying that she made on the back of this. There's clear vinyl, and so you could put in there like an address or photographs. Anyway, I love the strap with the snaps, and that's a cute hedgehog. But you made an extra special cute putting it on a luggage tag, so that was cool. I'm just going to show you, and I'm not going to go into details, but John sent in several designs that he had made. Vicky sent in several designs. Some people sent in more than one. Vicky and John Williams sent in a bunch. Connie this just blew me away. Connie made freestanding lace earrings. If you could see the original turkey, in the class we talk about it, like which design, what months did this come from, and I'd open it up, and then we'd be like, wow, can you ever see how much talk about repurposing the design. Connie really took it on and almost deconstructed and reconstructed into a really cool, they're freestanding turkey earrings. You guys, you could have turkey. You still got time to sew your turkey earrings before the American Thanksgiving next week, you guys. So that download is available now. You can download it. Sharon did a bunch of cool things, and I really loved the lemonade stand. I think her comment was like, got one of my Christmas presents done already. So I love when people take the challenge and work it into the task at hand. Right? Let's get Christmas ready to go. Anyway, William did a whole bunch of designs. He had fun, taking the jack-o'-lantern or taking the pumpkin and adding a face, and taking Easter, Christmas, decorations and hanging them on the scarecrow, and just a little bit of humor, right? I don't start working until my coffee does. Good job, everyone that sent in designs, just so you know. This was a fun one. Every month it's something new, and like I said, this month it's create your own motifs. Cheryl made a beautiful sort of quilt hanging that she's got, she swaps them out, and Sheila made it into a bag, and she put Christmas ornaments on there. Very cute. Everybody did so great. Thank you, Joan. She sent in several beautiful designs. Sally Kane, Chris Fick, Sharon Wentworth. Joanne Kimball sent in a beautiful one. You might recognize some of these designs, right? You're like, I think I recognize that. In fact, I think two people used the same little reindeer here. But look what Mary did. She tucked a little a penguin under his arm, and when you look at the design, he's all nice and has all the stitching removed underneath. And so there was, I always say challenge yourself, right? With the custom motif challenge, you could take that real simple and just make a real basic motif, and just prove that you learned how to make one. Or you can totally go, what can I make, and create your own custom marrow edge, or create your own cool stitch and share. And then the best part of all is we get to share them with the class. And I think everybody really loves attending those classes, because number one, you get to see all the cool designs that everybody made. And number two, you get to download all the designs. And so it's like all those designs are now available in your download, right, for class 22A. So thank you, Ori, for participating. And everyone else in there here that's attending live. But that's a little highlight of the classes from this week. And so looking ahead, I'm getting excited to go to Phoenix. It's not this coming week, but it might be the week after that. It's in December, and there's still time if you happen to be from the Phoenix area, if you want to sign up. I haven't heard that anything sold out yet, but I won't be surprised if it does, because we're doing some pretty cool classes for those guys. Anyhow, so any questions before I let you guys go? Hi, Shanna. How are you doing today? Nice to see you. Great. Then I think we'll call it another fantastic Free Font Friday with Trevor here at Sunset Stitches. Thank you so very much to everybody who stuck around and attended my live presentation. I will have more news and another cool font for you next Friday. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and bye for now.